Would the graduates please turn and face the platform? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Spring Convocation 2015. Would you please join our vocalist, Katya Hartova, in the singing of O Canada, and then please remain standing for the invocation.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a joyous day, a day of reflection on past achievements and accomplishments that have led each and every one of you to where you are today. It is also a day of excitement for what the future may hold and what lies ahead. But maybe more importantly, today is a day to be thankful. Thankful to our parents, guardians, and mentors for all their years of guidance and dedication to our successes. Thankful to our teachers and peers who have helped shape us during our pursuit of knowledge, and to be thankful to our friends and family who have supported us during difficult times. And lastly, to be thankful to the one who has given us the ability to be thankful. Thank you.
Please be seated. Once again, graduates and distinguished guests, welcome. I am Elizabeth Williamson. I'm the University Secretary, and I have the honor of introducing to you the members of the platform party that you see before you. So beginning with the front row, on my left and your right. Russell Eisinger, Registrar and Director of Student Services. Patty McDougall, Vice Provost, Teaching and Learning. Karen Chad, Vice President, Research. Ray Borner, recipient of this morning's President's Service Award. Kailash Prasad, this morning's recipient of an earned Doctor of Science degree. Ernie Barber, Provost and Vice President, Academic. President Gordon Barnhart. Chancellor Blaine Favel. Bruce Schnell, this morning's recipient of an Honorary Doctor of Science degree. Kishore Wasan, Dean, College of Pharmacy and Nutrition. Preston Smith, Dean, College of Medicine. Doug Freeman, Dean, Western College of Veterinary Medicine. Carol Rogers, Dean, College of Kinesiology. Adam Baxter Jones, Dean, College of Graduate Studies and Research. And in our second row, Jim Pulfer, Richard Michelenko, Nadia Prokopchuk, Doug Spitzig. All of these are senators in our University Senate. Jay Kalra, University Council Chair. Victoria Jurgens, MLA, Prince Albert Northcote. Sheila Harding, Associate Dean, College of Medicine. Louise Humbert, Associate Dean, College of Kinesiology. Yvonne Shevchuk, Associate Dean, College of Pharmacy and Nutrition. Fred Remillard, Associate Dean, College of Pharmacy and Nutrition. Bruce Grawn, Associate Dean, Western College of Veterinary Medicine. Baljit Singh, Associate Dean, Western College of Veterinary Medicine. And in our third row, three of our university orators. Richard Devon, Doreen Petro, and Kathy Coughlin. Judy Bezowetsky, University of Saskatchewan Alumni Association. Spike Postnikoff, this morning's recipient of the Governor-General's Gold Medal of Excellence. David Bennett, Vice President, Finance, Graduate Students Association. Jack Saddleback, President, University of Saskatchewan Students' Union, and member of the Board of Governors. Ken Smith, University of Saskatchewan Retirees Association. And Joel Schindel, Chaplain. And behind them, and I would ask them to stand, members of the faculty of the University of Saskatchewan, would you please join me in expressing to all of these faculty, administration, and members of our governing bodies our thanks for the work they have done by supporting, teaching, and encouraging our graduates. We acknowledge the traditional territory of Treaty 6 on which we have gathered for this event. Please stand as you're able for the honor song. Please be seated.
Eminent Chancellor, Mr. President, platform guests, graduands, ladies and gentlemen, I'm privileged to have this opportunity to present to you today the recipient of the University of Saskatchewan's earned degree of Science, Dr. Kailash Prasad. Dr. Prasad received his BSc with distinction from Patna University, India in 1952, followed by an MBBS with honours from Bihar University in 1957. In 1961, he received his MD from Delhi University. Before relocating to Canada, where he received a PhD in pharmacology from the University of Alberta in 1967. Since then, he has become a Fellow of the Royal College of Physicians of Canada, the American College of Cardiology, the International Colleges of Angiology, and the International Academy of Cardiovascular Sciences. Dr. Prasad is now an emeritus professor, having for many years been a professor of physiology in the College of Medicine. Much of Dr. Prasad's research has been related to oxidative stress. He showed that reactive oxygen species is an important physiological role in, amongst other things, the pathophysiology of heart failure, atherosclerosis, diabetes, and cardiac insult during cardiopulmonary bypass surgery. He has elucidated the antioxidants activity of flaxseed and its components and their usefulness in the prevention of treatment of hypoglycemia, atherosclerosis, hypertension, and diabetes, for which he obtained USA and Canadian Food and Drug Administrative approval for the drug Beneflax. His studies have ranged from single-cell electricity activity in the human heart to being involved in the development of the PISI machine for early detection, quantification, and localization of ischemic heart disease. Dr. Prasad holds 8 USA and Canadian patents and 1 copyright for his discoveries. He has published over 200 refereed papers and has been on the editorial board of 7 journals. He has written an invited chapter on flaxseed and cardiovascular health under the auspicious UNESCO, and is the co-editor of the textbook of angiology. With this wealth of knowledge, he has been a much sought-after invited lecturer at many national and international scientific meetings. As a mentor, Dr. Prasad has supervised a large number of graduate students and postdoctoral fellows. Medical students awarded him the Preclinical Teacher of the Year award twice. He has held offices in the International College of Angiology as president of the International College of Angiology, and is currently a member of the board of directors and chairman of their scientific committee. Dr. Prasad has received many honors and awards, including the Lifetime Research Achievement Award for the University of Manitoba, the Centennial Medal for the Government of Saskatchewan, the Innovation Award from the University of Saskatchewan and Innovation Place, and the Research Achievement Award for the International College of Angiology. The International College of Angiology has established a Professor Kailash Prasad Orientation Lecture. Eminent Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Kailash Prasad and ask you to bestow on him the earned degree of Doctor of Science.
Welcome. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province, and with the consent of the council of this university, I admit you to the degree of earned Doctor of Science and invest you with all the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations, sir.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, on behalf of our former deans, Jim Blackburn, Dennis Gorecki, and David Hill, I'd like to present to you Dean Emeritus Professor Bruce Robert Schnell. Bruce? Dr. Schnell has had an impressive career that is most worthy of today's distinction. Yet 5 key areas stand out in Dr. Schnell's all-around distinguished career. His research, funded by 3 major national health grants, established contemporary direction for Canadian hospital pharmacy practice. Findings confirmed that the unit dose system was a safer and more effective method for distributing medications to hospitalized patients, and also established standardized pharmacy workload measurement procedures. As the first pharmacy dean to hold a PhD degree, he rejuvenated the undergraduate education program and developed solid research and PhD programs in pharmaceutical science and pharmacy practice. Later on, Dr. Schnell went to upper administration and Vice President Schnell was a key member of the U of S senior administration team during significant developments in university education. Key legacies are the expansion of the teaching and faculty development programs, including the initiation of the Master Teaching Award. He represented the university on boards leading to the creation of the Wanuskewin Heritage Park and the Meewasin Valley Authority. As the first executive director of the Canadian Council for the Accreditation of Pharmacy Programs, he established the accreditation program for the Canadian University Pharmacy Education Programs. Dr. Snell is a key participant in the Saskatchewan Prescription Drug Plan, serving as the chair of the Joint Committee on Drug Utilization and later the chair of the Saskatchewan Formulary Committee. Dr. Snell was the president of 3 national pharmacy organizations and received fellowship and honorary life membership in the Canadian Society of Hospital Pharmacists. The Canadian Pharmacists Association and the Saskatchewan College of Pharmacists also appointed him an honorary life membership. Dr. Snell has also written the preeminent book on the history of pharmacy in Canada and at the University of Saskatchewan, and it's on sale in the lobby if you want a copy. That's a plug-in for Bruce. His family is dedicated to the University of Saskatchewan. 31 members of Dr. Snell's family have received over 34 degrees from this great university of ours. In closing, the College of Pharmacy and Nutrition is on the rise. We have outstanding students. We have a world-class faculty and alumni that make societal impact on a daily basis. Our mantra is proud of our tradition and home of research and practice innovation. This culture of excellence was due to the visionary leadership of our esteemed former dean, Professor Bruce Robert Snell. Eminent Counselor, can I present Bruce Snell and ask you to confer on him the degree of Honor of Science, honoris causa.
Good morning. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province, and with the consent of the Senate of the University, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, and invest you with all the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations, sir.
Eminent Chancellor, Mr. President, distinguished guests, faculty, family, friends, and graduates. I am deeply honored, very humbled, and extremely thankful for the privilege of sharing this platform with you today. What an honor for us to be receiving our degrees from our wonderful University of Saskatchewan. Of course, there are a few differences. You have worked hard for the past 4, 5, 6 years and are receiving an earned degree along with Dr. Prasad. I have simply achieved the advanced age when an honorary degree seems more appropriate. And the Secretary, very astutely, is confident of your ability to climb the steps, walk across the stage, and be admitted by the Chancellor, while she sat me very close at hand so that I wouldn't stumble. In any event, by the time the morning is over, we will all have our degrees in hand and be graduates of this fine institution, our University of Saskatchewan. My father came to the university in the fall of 1918, almost 100 years ago. He was 21 years of age and the first of his family to complete high school and undertake post-secondary education. Since then, as the Dean indicated, 31 members of my family have attended our university and have received 34 degrees, including 2 honorary degrees awarded to my parents by St. Andrew's College. I first registered in 1955 and stayed here in one capacity or another for most of the next 50 years. I couldn't get a real job. Needless to say, this institution has been a very big part of my life and of my family. We are committed and dedicated and unabashed U of S fans. Universities are wonderful institutions. The creation, preservation, and dissemination of knowledge is truly noble work. Striving for excellence in our research and teaching and service is honorable. Preparing people to achieve their full potential is laudable. All advanced societies have universities, and a university is one of the first institutions emerging nations struggle to establish. They do so because people know universities make a difference and have a major impact on the economic and social and cultural aspects of the society of which they are a part. But you are not only graduating from a university, you are graduating from a professional college and will soon be members of your chosen profession. And that, too, is a privilege. A professional is one who does for the public something they cannot do for themselves and who puts public interest ahead of self-interest. Designation as a professional is not something people grant themselves. It is something society grants to those occupations society believes meet these criteria. And society grants certain privileges to occupations it recognizes as professions, including special status, the right to self-discipline, and often increased income. But just as society grants professional status, it can withdraw it from those who abuse its trust. Never take being a professional lightly or take advantage of this special status you have been granted. Today, we owe a debt of gratitude to those who helped us get to where we are today, to parents and family members who sacrificed to provide financial and moral support, to the citizens of our province and successive governments who provided the funds to build our magnificent campus and its well-equipped buildings, to elementary and high school teachers who provided the skills and encouragement to meet the challenge of a university education, to deans and professors who shared their knowledge and vision of what we and our professions can be, and to presidents and administrators who every day strive to keep it all together and who struggle with all the challenges of managing a very, very complex institution. We say a sincere thank you. It is now our turn to repay those who supported us. So along with the celebration of our success, today is payback day. While some of you will have financial debts to repay, society in general does not expect payback in dollars and cents. Rather, society asks each of us to accept the obligation of service to the broader society, and especially to those, be they people or animals, who come to us in time of need. The concepts of university, profession, and service are intertwined, and you will find your greatest reward and job satisfaction comes from providing service to others. Many of you have shared the experience of a white coat ceremony, a special event when you were welcomed into your college and profession. The concept of service to patients and clients is the underlying theme of the white coat ceremony. Even if you have not participated in such an event, you will have had discussions with your faculty and colleagues about what it means to be a servant to those who come to you for help. In fact, service to others is what the healing professions are all about. 9 years ago, Martha Bloom, standing on this very stage, received an honorary degree from our university. Some of you will recognize that name. Martha Bloom was an author, pianist, singer, and voice teacher who pursued her artistic and cultural work through decades of work as a pharmacist. Born in 1913 in what was then the Austro-Hungarian Empire, she immigrated to Canada and eventually to Saskatoon, where she worked for a time in our College of Pharmacy and Nutrition. Her first novel, The Walnut Tree, was published in 1999 when she was 86 years old. Former Dean Dennis Grecki invited her to be the guest speaker at the College of Pharmacy and Nutrition's White Coat ceremony a few years later. I want to close by reading a couple of paragraphs from the comments she made on that occasion, which I think eloquently capture the spirit of service for those who wear the white coat, figuratively or actually. And here's my little story about a white coat. It was his own, my father's, who was a pharmacist and had earned 2 PhDs. It was his first white coat from Vienna. It had hung in our house, had survived World War I, Russian invasion, vandalization of the house and whatnot. But there it was, linen, beautifully sewn from Vienna, hanging in the corner. And I asked him for it. And in spite of the fact that it was a young man's coat, when I tried it on, it fitted perfectly. And somehow this became an unexpected, very solemn moment. My father, an unsentimental man, hugged me and said, "I hope that you will wear it with dignity, with honor, and that you will cherish the most wonderful profession there is." I had, so to speak, a little white coat ceremony of my very own, and an extremely personal one. The symbol of the white coat represents our dedication to life, to the sustaining of life and to healing. Wearing the white coat fills you with an awareness of the needs of women and men and the trust they have in you. It also enforces your own attitude and conscience. I always felt that the moment I put it on, I was there for service. It gives you strength and distinction and sets you apart. It inspires confidence in your authority. I think it is very important to take a moment to reflect again that you wear this white coat for a purpose, to serve those in need. And that symbol, the white coat, to the people coming to you means help, healing, and trust. They come with confidence, and we cannot let them down. And isn't that what it's all about? I take my leave now. I congratulate you on your achievements. I challenge you to practice to the very best of your ability. And I ask you to serve your patients, whether people or animals, with empathy and compassion. And please, always treat them with kindness. Thank you, and good luck.
Eminent Chancellor, platform guests, Member of the Legislative Assembly, Victoria Juergens, ladies and gentlemen, and particularly graduates, good morning. My name is Gordon Barnhart. I'm the Interim President and Vice Chancellor of the University of Saskatchewan, and it's my pleasure and my honor to be here representing the university as your President, because this is such a time of celebration. I was counting up this morning how many convocations I've been at, first four for myself, and then I was University Secretary for a while, and now as President and in other roles. And I have enjoyed every convocation ceremony, and people have said to me, in fact this morning, "This is your 6th one now this week. Are you not getting tired?" And I said, no, because I see all of the faces of the graduates, and that fills me with energy and pride and excitement. And so welcome. Happy to be here with you. And to the family and friends, welcome as well. And it's an important day because we're celebrating the milestones of graduates in the College of Kinesiology, Medicine, Pharmacy and Nutrition, School of Physical Therapy, and veterinary medicine. But before I start my message to the graduates, I want to draw attention to the University of Saskatchewan Wind Orchestra. They have been playing for you prior to the start of the ceremony. And part of my job is to brag about the University of Saskatchewan, but that's partly me too, because I am so proud of the University of Saskatchewan being a graduate of this institution. And I want to share with you some great news. Under the leadership of Dr. Darren Olenking, the University of Saskatchewan Wind Orchestra has been invited to perform at a convention in California in July. They are one of 15 orchestras in the world to be there, and the only one from Canada. And I say, congratulations to you. Welcome. Thank you very much. With people and events like that to be able to celebrate, I have an easy job in terms of bragging about the University of Saskatchewan. You will notice in the program that the piece that they're going to play for you in just a moment was composed by Dr. David Kaplan, a former friend of mine and a friend of the University of Saskatchewan who passed away just a couple of months ago. And I think that playing this piece today is a fit tribute for a very good friend of the university, Dr. Kaplan. I want the graduates now to just think for a moment about your first step onto campus. And maybe for some of you that feels like a long time ago, and perhaps for others it's just yesterday that it seems like you started this journey. And I'm sure that when you were first starting, you thought, oh, can I find the right building or the right class, or can I make it between classes on time? How am I going to be able to do all of those exams and essays and labs? And here you are today. You're finished that phase in your life because you're now becoming a graduate of the University of Saskatchewan. And when you have that piece of parchment, after you've gone across the stage, just think back on your days at the University of Saskatchewan, and I hope that they are filled with happy memories of the friends you made, the professors you got to know, the things that you got to learn and to be able to do. Those are big achievements, so relish those. Remember all of the hard work that you did, because this isn't luck that you are here today, it's hard work. You've earned these degrees. So soak it all in, relax and enjoy it with your friends and your family. And I say a sincere congratulations to you. Well done. And now I'm sure you're saying, and people are asking you, I'm sure, so what's next? What are you going to be doing next? And many of you, I'm sure, have already established the beginning of your next career, of what you're going to be doing. Perhaps some of you will be taking further degrees. Oh, I sense a certain cringe from some of you saying, no, I don't want to ever write another exam. But perhaps you will. But even if you don't take any more post-secondary education, you will be learning every day of your life. Life brings challenges to you, and sometimes they're hard challenges. Sometimes you may feel defeated. But the education that you've received here has given you the tools, the endurance, the knowledge that you will survive and you will thrive and you will go on from there. And you will meet in this new journey some opportunities, some challenges, and some decisions. And we're very proud of you, and we know that you will carry the name of the University of Saskatchewan with pride and with honor. And you today are joining a group of people, counting this spring convocation, 145,000 graduates graduates of the University of Saskatchewan, and they are all around the world, contributing in various different ways, perhaps in this province or in this country or any other country of the world. We have graduates that are so proud of this University of Saskatchewan. And you know, the alumni are special because of their unwavering support to this university. And they contribute in terms of talent, time, and often financial support. You know, and the generosity of the alumni and the donors perhaps are why you are here today. Many of you, I'm sure, have had scholarships. And when you've received a scholarship, have you actually thought back to wondering where that money came from? It's a great honor for you to receive that award, that scholarship, But that money has come from people who have already graduated from the university and are giving back. And so I hope when you are established, you will remember the University of Saskatchewan, and you too will say, I want to create a scholarship. I want to give back to the generation of students that are following me. So as graduates in all of the colleges that I have mentioned, I want to say, take pride in your degree, take pride in your education, take pride in the University of Saskatchewan. Now, I can't draw attention to all of the achievements of all of these classes that are here today, but I do want to draw attention to a few that show us why we're so proud of the University of Saskatchewan. Consider the international team that includes the U of S neurosurgeon Dr. Michael Kelly. This team has completed a medical trial at several sites around the world showing that clot retrieval procedure known as endovascular treatment can dramatically improve patient outcomes after a stroke. The School of Physical Therapy has much to celebrate. They have just been awarded again their full accreditation. And for the audience who perhaps doesn't realize, accreditation is for each of the professional schools an extremely important recognition by the profession that they're doing well. And so congratulations to the School of Physical Therapy on their full accreditation recognition by their governing body. The Western College of Veterinary Medicine is celebrating 50 years, continues to train veterinarians to conduct research and to offer good service to the animals and their owners in this province. Like Dr. Lynn Weber, for example, who is hoping to demonstrate that by replacing corn with pulse crops in pet food, they can achieve low blood sugar levels in our pets. And of course, researchers in the College of Pharmacy and Nutrition and Kinesiology also look to protect human health and well-being. Just as an aside, you might be aware that the University of Saskatchewan is the only university in Canada that has plant, animal, and human health all in one place. And I think that's something else that we should be really proud of. Kinesiology researcher Phil Chilibek found that weight training combined with creatine can preserve bone mass in women over 50. While Carol Henry in Pharmacy and Nutrition is working with colleagues to bring higher yielding, more nutritious chickpea and bean varieties to more than 70,000 farming households in Ethiopia. That tells you just a glimpse of the contributions that have been made and are being made by members of your college, students and faculty. So you can be proud of your degree, you can carry it with pride, carry it high, and know that we have taught you, I hope we have taught you, to learn continuously, to take on new challenges and new skills, and that will be a lifetime endeavor. You have the capacity to learn, and it's important to want to continue to improve yourself, because that leads then to new and different opportunities. I hope that your time here has challenged you, and perhaps some of those challenges have made you stronger, so that no matter what the twists and turns of life will be, you know how to survive, you know how to learn, and you will thrive. The final thing that I hope that you have found while you were here at the university is your passion. I hope that you now know exactly what your passion is, and that you will have the opportunity throughout your life to follow that passion and to do well. Now I want to talk to the people sitting behind the graduates, the family and friends who are here to celebrate with us, with the graduates. Congratulations to you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for showing your support of the university, and particularly of the graduates here today. And now I would ask for the graduates to please rise, and would you turn and face your family and friends? And join me in saying a thank you by way of applause to all of your family and your friends for their support, for their love, and for helping with the tuition fees. Graduates, you may now return to facing the stage, please, and please be seated. We call these graduate or exercises. You've just had some exercise. I hope that you enjoy the rest of the ceremony. Congratulations once again, and please enjoy your day. Thank you very much.
Today's musical interlude by the U of S Wind Orchestra is a piece composed by Professor Emeritus David Kaplan. Dr. Kaplan passed away this year on April 6th at the age of 91. He was a pillar of the Saskatoon cultural community and was the driving force behind the music program and the band program at the University of Saskatchewan, as well as a longtime conductor of the Saskatoon Symphony Orchestra. He was a member of the Order of Canada and most recently received the Cornerstone of the Community Award at the 2014 Mayor's Cultural Gala. The ensemble would like to dedicate Coben Crescent March to his memory and legacy within our community. Eminent Chancellor, Mr. President, members of the University Senate and Board, I present to you the petition of the Council of this university that the candidates to be named, having fulfilled all the requirements of the bylaws, may, with your permission, be admitted to the degrees and certificates to which they are entitled.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province, and with the consent of the council of this university, I consent to admit you to the degrees and certificates to which you are entitled, and vest you with all the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto.
Would the graduates in the front row please rise and come to the platform? Graduates, as you make your way forward, I'll just let you know how the conferring of degrees will unfold. As you enter the stage, please stop and face the audience, as the hood will be put over your shoulders. Once you have been hooded, proceed to the first podium where the orator will present each of you by name. Once your name has been announced, proceed to shake the Chancellor's hand and the Chancellor then tells you that you have been admitted to the Convocation of the University of Saskatchewan. You will then continue across the platform to be greeted by the President and your Dean or Associate Dean of the College, and to receive your parchment from them. As you go down the steps, you will be welcomed as new members of the University of Saskatchewan Alumni Association by a representative of the association.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Kinesiology, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology. I present to you Andrew Lloyd Abbs with distinction. Nicholas Kim Allard with great distinction. Samantha Jade Anderson with distinction. Christine Black with distinction. Natasha Gable Boys with honors and great distinction. Anne Marie Charles with great distinction. Katrina Lee Curry with great distinction. Donovan Richard Dale with great distinction. Dalen Zane Dahlen. Alyssa Brianne Danchuk. Chantel Renee DeLong with great distinction. Mark Andrew Dodds. Chelsea Lynn Dubnick with great distinction. Brittany Michelle Dupuis with great distinction. Gillian Joanne Egroff. Janelle Catherine Erickson. Nicholas Alejandro Francisco with distinction. Stephanie Fusnick with great distinction. Jeffrey Robert Gillen with distinction. Chanel Celia Graham. Morgan Erlene Gronhovd, with distinction. Riddhi Shri Gupta, with honors and distinction. Caroline Denise Houlet. Arjun Singh Jabal, with honors and great distinction. Haley Ann James. Sadiq Shahir Jetha, with distinction. Rebecca Lena Johannesson. Kelsey Anna Johnson. Kirsten Jean Jones, with honors and great distinction. Dylan Robert Kellen. Chelsea Chima Carey, with distinction. Jenna Lynn Cobella, with distinction. Kelsey Konahowski, with distinction. Carla Kristen Logan, with great distinction. Clayton Ross Ludba, with great distinction. Darian Dean Lynch, with distinction. Riley Samuel Mason, with honors and great distinction. David Ernest Minor, with distinction. John Adam Moore. Kendall Kathleen Mankler. Alexandria April Murphy, with great distinction. Max Riley Mikitidzin. Alana Michelle Neighbor, with great distinction. Kazia Malas Yogi Naidu, with distinction. Jeannie Lynn Nebelling, with great distinction. Tyler Allen Nybo, with distinction. Sarah Kirsten Oliphant, with great distinction. Leah Elizabeth Orsak, with distinction. Toniel Pavlovic. Nadia Yvonne Filipenko, with honors and great distinction. Megan Joy Priel. Courtney Raylyn Quinn, with distinction. Amanda Rochelle Regnier. Dana Frances Richards. Sorry. Braden James Ripley, with distinction. Shona Kathleen Baptiste Runals, with honors and great distinction. Dakota Lynn Shaw, with great distinction. Jennifer Ann Simonson, with great distinction. Kylie Ashton Smallcell, with distinction. Whitney Lynn Corey Sparrow, with great distinction. Kara Megan Stangby, with distinction. Jared Gordon Stevens, with great distinction. Alyssa Anne-Marie Trombley, with great distinction. Matthew David Unruh, with great distinction. Julius Villanueva. Marisha Caitlin Weenie. Taylor Ray Wells. James Averill Stockdale Winder, with great distinction. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Graduate Studies and Research, I present to you these scholars from the College of Kinesiology and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Master of Science. I present to you Brittany Charlotte Gadzosa. Julianne Jeanette Gordon. Timothy Allen Landeyu. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Master of Science. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Medicine, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Doctor of Medicine. I present to you Adil Adatia. Lindsay Ray Anderson. Corey Adam Batcher. Navpreet Kaur Baal. Ricarda Janelle Bentham. Kristen Nikki Bonkowski. Jared Douglas Bryson. Jaden Glenn Cowan. Prosenjit Das. Derek Bang Diep. Peter William Dust. Alexander Nigel Dick. Kristen Nicole Edwards. Hadal Moi Eldin Ali El Hadi. Tegan Savannah Fitch. Caitlin Jane Falk. David Don Fox. Sarah Jordan Frangu. Gillian Margaret Fraser. Christy Danielle Funk. Luke Eldon Heinrichs. Joel Christianus Herbeck. Devon Scott Hodek. Andrew Benjamin Hoomfan. Pavlo Ivan Isak. Rochelle Celine Jalbert. Danica Ray Kindrachuk. Margot Heather Clemmer. Michelle Dawn Kosar. Mithram Hashawa Kularutni. Brendan Chad Kushniriak. Krista Aleni Lajimode. Raynell Lang. Stephen Kyle Lung. Nicole Lynn Longmuir. Kyle Edward McDonald. Crombie Alexandra Maltman. Anish Stephen Mann. Matthew Semraw Mastel. Adam David McInnes. Tegan Lynn Moon. Kwaju Mponpon Sur. Martina Magdalena Mudry. Stephanie Elizabeth Nyberg. Ashvini Olegese Grun. Ejiro Geni, sorry, I'll start again. Ejiro Ageni Elijah Omeni. Christine Elizabeth Orr. Arnold Chuk Wang Pat. Landon Arthur Perlett. Rochelle Alyssa Peters. David James Albert Plemmel. Kristen Janine Pugh. Olivia Reese. Kylie Marie Rio. Christopher David Roberts. Megan Linda Sander. Ashley Nicole Stahl. Danielle Marie Starenko. Megan Joanne Sirkan. Jasmine Patricia Schweitzer. Tanner James Tetlow. Kun Tian. Marissa Ray Topping. Sachin Vijay Trivedi. Wendy Tu. Andrew Franklin Wang. Yifan Wang. Kyrilos Nashat Wanis. Tamara Ann Webster. Alan Randall Wild. Chelsea Shea Wilgenbush. Do you want to hug too? No? Ingrid Marie Worth. David Joseph Wallaschuk. Matthew Grant Wright. Christopher Stephen Young. That's it. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Doctor of Medicine. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Graduate Studies and Research, I present to you these scholars from the College of Medicine and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Master of Science. I present to you Avi Ann Bui. Chen Lu Dai. April Xian Liu. Daniel Opong Amache. Rohit Sachdeva. Dominique Chandra Singh. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Master of Science.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Pharmacy and Nutrition, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nutrition. I present to you Shelby Larissa Anderson. Lisa Christina Cecilia Departe. Megan Nicole Dodds. Lacey Danielle Dunn. Jessica Danielle Etier. Holly Christine Fredrickson with distinction. Allison Sarah Friesen. Jacqueline Ray Gibbs with great distinction. Amy Louise Halverson with great distinction. Jillian Yvette Hauber. Katya Margot Yana Hockel. Pamela Joy Huerto. Jenna Nicole Ingold. Nadia Miranda Makar Abdel Messi. Perry Antonio Marciano. Kelsey Dawn McCrory. Dallas Ty Odgers with distinction. Danae Marie Ortman. Caitlin Leah Pierce with distinction. Ashley Erin Sherrick. Yiying Zhang. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nutrition. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Pharmacy and Nutrition, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy. I present to you Hillary April Odland with distinction. Jared Raphael Joseph Offson. Laura Lee Almas. Teslin Marie Anderson with great distinction. Kelsey Jean Baker. Kaylee Elise Bell. Luke William Beckler. Brennan David Bosch. Garrett Addison Brandt. Nadine Ray Breno. Lindsay Reagan Chernowski. Lindsay Rachel Chung. Megan Leah Cromarty. Amanda Michelle Daniels with great distinction. Melissa Marie Dash with distinction. Robin Katrina Despins. Dana Marie Durker. Alexandra Nicole Donauer. Shelby Ray Lee Dougal. Natasha Lee Drager. Eric Epp with distinction. Paige Joanna Fair. Joanne Durrell Fontaine. Catherine Erica Fung with great distinction. Heather Michelle Getson with distinction. Jennifer Winnell Holmes. Tegan Sarah Homanyuk with distinction. Jennifer Rose Hookinson with great distinction. Amanda Lynn House. Danya Yvonne House with distinction. Samuel Emery Nakur. J.C. Brooke Jones with great distinction. Alicia Brianne Cater. Susanna Jean Keller with distinction. Chelsea Marie Kirschman. Carolina Iwa Kozio with great distinction. Brandon James Cron. Jillian Crissa. Jenna Marie Colavani. Caitlin Michelle Langlois with distinction. June Lee. Casey Jean Lazinski. Melissa C. Wah Ma. Alita Lydia Martins with great distinction. Tahira Elizabeth McElwain. Kyle Andrew McIntosh with distinction. Kelsey Elise Morrison. Lindsay Marie Nelson. Jolene Nicole Northey. Allison Ray Ozug. Erica Jane Paul with great distinction. Jasbir Kaur Pandher. Marlena Paventi. Dina Rianne Prasad with distinction. Nicole Allison Peters with distinction. Devin Ryan Polichuk. Bailey Ann Popowich. Olivia Lauren Schlenker. Kayla Marie Schmidt. Darren Michael Shaw. Amy Nicole Cebulski with distinction. Samantha Page Spicer. Kaylee Chantel Stasic. Jasmine Stroder. Kirsten Marie Agakote Sweet. Kirsten Tangadol. Andrew David Terrian with distinction. Matthew Carl Walliser. Jade Walters with great distinction. Miriam Wasim. Kara Dawn Weeb with distinction. Maggie Wong. Huisin Xu with great distinction. Jacqueline Carly Yaremko with distinction. Amy Shuing Zhu with distinction. Kelsey Dawn Zeleniak with distinction. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Graduate Studies and Research, I present to you these scholars from the College of Pharmacy and Nutrition and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Master of Science. I present to you Julia Elizabeth Barham. Jennifer Alma Boyko. Hanad Awad Ibrahim El Sayed. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Master of Science. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the Western College of Veterinary Medicine, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. I present to you Aphrodite Joan Maria Antonopoulos. Trinita Kushi Barboza. Congratulations. Jessie Susan Blumart. Congratulations. Tara Michelle Bocking. Congratulations. Kaylee Sarah Bohaychuk. Christy Ashley Broughton. Brianne Michelle Cantafio. Christy Lee Victoria Capper. Catherine Patricia Carmalt. Congratulations. Megan Jean Kavanaugh. Mandy Chan. Sabrina Alicia Debate. Ilsa Dedden. Stephanie Ann Derboca. Brittany Danielle Dirksen, with distinction. Melissa Kathleen DeRoche. Heidi Teresa Dubé. Graham Douglas Ellingson. Morgan Justine Finley, with distinction. Lisa Kathleen Floriani, with distinction. Congratulations. Larissa Jane Goodman. Tara Diane Gwynn, with distinction. Congratulations. Paul Allen Hardis. Cassie Deborah Henry. Amy Rose Harry. Jacqueline Ann Nicole Hockley. Ryan Bradley Howdle. Wendy Sylvian Hudson. Congratulations. Petra Rosemarie Jebink. Congratulations. Karina Marie Jensen, with distinction. Lisa Rochelle Jocham. Delaney Carmen Johnson. Gwen Lorraine Kipfer. Denise Marissa Claywaite. Nicole Marie McDonald. Tara Inez McKay. Lauren Elizabeth McLeod, with great distinction. Kathleen Nicole Madsen. Marina Christine Mann, with distinction. Kristen Ashley Martin. Congratulations. Rebecca Claire Lapko Maybank. Lisa Leanne Meisner. Nicole Ann Mudrick. Katrina Vasiliki-Neufeld. Katie Erin Nickel, sorry. Lindsay Allison Parker. Catherine May Patswald, with distinction. Andrea Karen Pellegrino. Chantel Rose Phillips. Kaylee Yumiko Price, with distinction. Hans Paul Riemert. Lindsay Ann Rogers. Haley Marie Safnek. Bailey Brewster Stanton, with great distinction. Courtney Danielle Stein, with distinction. Sarah Jamie Lynn Sturton. Colin Jeffrey Taylor, with great distinction. Deandra Suzanne Ton. Cassara Mary Toth. Elizabeth Cornelia Susanna von Wegel, with great distinction. Zachary Lehman Waddington, with distinction. Congratulations. Paige Alexandra Jean Wark, with distinction. Candace Ashton Wenzel, with distinction. Tara Lynn Westworth. Deanna Margaret White, with distinction. Devin Jeline Wilson, with distinction. Tara Lynn Zacher. Kristen Marie Zajakowski, with distinction. I did practice this. Luning Zhao, with distinction. Nicole Jean Zuckett. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Graduate Studies and Research, I present to you this scholar from the College of Veterinary Medicine and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Master of Science. I present to you Sean Christopher Beidel. Leanne May Flair. Courtney Jacqueline Gerger. Raina M. Gundvaldson. Chunyan Lee. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Master of Science. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to present our PhD graduates. The custom at the University of Saskatchewan is for our PhD graduates, once they have been admitted to their degree, to be met by their supervisor and escorted to join the platform party in a symbolic welcome to a global community of scholars. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Graduate Studies and Research, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I present to you Isaac Asiyama. Pooja Jadhari. Allison Joan Crozier. Catherine Mary Makalovich Gass. Jana Margrethe Schurer. Zoreh Setayashkar. Todd Kevin Shuri. Tong Zhu. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
Eminent Chancellor, in the name of the faculties, I ask you to grant the degrees and certificates in absentia to those students who have met the requirements to graduate but were not able to be present today.
At the request of the faculties, I authorize these degrees and certificates be granted.
Eminent Chancellor, President Barnhart, graduates, faculty, and friends, it is my very distinct pleasure today, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Kinesiology, to present to you Ms. Kirsten Jones as this year's recipient of the Dr. Gordon Garvey Prize. This prize is awarded to the college's most outstanding graduate, specifically that student who demonstrates outstanding academic performance, a commitment to volunteer and community service, campus involvement, and leadership in both the college and the university community. As this year's recipient, Ms. Jones has demonstrated herself to be an outstanding scholar, leader, and role model who embodies the mission, visions, and core values of the College of Kinesiology. Kirsten was raised in Medstead, Saskatchewan. After graduating from Medstead Stedful School, she came to the college and quickly became an engaged and active student, both on and off campus. As a strong advocate for maintaining a healthy, active lifestyle, she immediately linked with our greater Saskatoon community through Emotion, the First Step program, inner city schools, and, just to keep both sides of her brain working, also with the volunteer piano program. On campus, Kirsten has been involved with the USSU, University Council, as well as an instrumental leader in our campus recreation program. Throughout her program, Kirsten has exemplified a strong dedication to improving the student experience for others. She has been a residence assistant, a member of the Kinesiology Student Council, and a peer tutor. Her commitment has allowed Kirsten to truly contribute to campus life at every level. She is graduating today with an honors degree in kinesiology, and there is no doubt that she will continue to lead and encourage people in every direction she pursues. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Kirsten Jones, the 2015 recipient of the Dr. Gordon Garvey Prize in the College of Kinesiology, our most outstanding graduate.
Eminent Chancellor, President Barnhart, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, the Lindsay Gold Medal is named in honor of Dr. W. Stuart Lindsay, the first professor of pathology and the first dean of the School of Medical Sciences. It is awarded annually at the spring convocation to the most distinguished graduate of the College of Medicine, and it is my pleasure to announce this year's recipient, Rachel Alyssa Peters. Rachel was born in Saskatoon and graduated from the Walter Murray Collegiate in 2008. Before entering the College of Medicine, Rachel was studying towards a Bachelor of Science degree majoring in physiology and pharmacology from the University of Saskatchewan. Rachel began her undergraduate medical education in August 2011. She continued to maintain her exemplary academic standing and as a result has been the recipient of many undergraduate university and medical education awards, including the Reuben Brandt Award for the best overall academic performance in second year. While maintaining this outstanding academic career, Rachel has also participated in various extracurricular activities, including Making the Links, volunteering to speak at career fairs for high school students, teach small group discussion for first-year medical students, as well as co-chair of the Aboriginal, Rural, and Remote Health Group. Rachel is continuing her education and is entering a residency training program in family medicine at the University of Toronto beginning July 1st, 2015. Please join me in congratulating the outstanding medical graduate in the class of 2015, Dr. Rachel Peters. Congratulations.
Your Honor, Eminent Chancellor, Mr. Acting President, platform guests, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Jacqueline Ray Gibbs. The Rudder Medal, given in honor and memory of Professor Emeritus Ethel Rudder, is awarded to the most distinguished graduate in nutrition, recognizing both scholarship and leadership. The recipient of the Rudder Medal for 2015 is Jacqueline Gibbs. Jacqueline was born in Lloydminster, Saskatchewan. In grade 12, she decided to obtain a degree in nutrition, and upon graduating high school, she ventured to the University of Saskatchewan to achieve her goal. Jacqueline's decision to enter dietetics was influenced in part by her love of cooking and her desire to work in healthcare and to make a difference in people's lives through health education and promotion. Jacqueline entered the College of Pharmacy and Nutrition in 2011 and has been an outstanding student in all years of the program. She has received numerous scholarships and awards, and she receives her degree with great distinction. She is currently living outside of Lloydminster. She is excited to pursue new opportunities and to continue to learn and be inspired in the field of nutrition and dietetics as she starts her career journey. Jacqueline is very grateful for all the support she has received from her family, friends, classmates, professors, preceptors, and internship coordinator over the past 4 years. I'm sure her family is particularly proud of her and her academic accomplishments, as we certainly are in the College of Pharmacy and Nutrition. Congratulations. Your Honor, Eminent Chancellor, Mr. Acting President, platform guests, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Erica Jane Paul. The 2015 recipient of the Robert Martin Prize, awarded annually to the most distinguished graduate in the Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy degree program, is Erica Paul. This award is provided by the Saskatchewan College of Pharmacists in honor of the late Robert Martin, a pioneer pharmacist in Western Canada and the first registrar of both the Northwest Territories Pharmaceutical Association and the Saskatchewan Pharmaceutical Association. Erica also receives the Saskatchewan College of Pharmacists Gold Medal, which is awarded annually to the most distinguished pharmacy graduate. Erica grew up on an acreage outside of Osler and went to high school at Warman High School. Throughout her years in the college, she was involved with CAPSI, which is the Canadian Association of Pharmacy Students and Interns, and enjoyed working as a student research assistant with faculty in the college. Erica has been the recipient of numerous scholarships and awards, both at the college and university level, recognizing her academic excellence. She was on the Dean's Honor Roll and is receiving the Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy degree with great distinction today. She will be working at Pharmacy First in Saskatoon. She plans to demonstrate her commitment to her patients by providing as many cognitive services as possible and furthering her education in the areas of diabetes and mental health. She also says she's looking forward to giving back to the profession by becoming a preceptor for pharmacy students in the future. I am sure her parents, Terry and Elizabeth Friesen, her sister Olivia Friesen, and her husband, Christopher Paul, are particularly proud of her academic achievements, as we certainly are in the College of Pharmacy and Nutrition. Congratulations, Erica.
I don't think that's for me. Eminent Chancellor, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, It is my pleasure to present to you our veterinary medicine gold medalist for 2015, Dr. Elizabeth Van Vegel. The Western College of Veterinary Medicine Faculty Gold Medal is the highest honor the college can bestow on one of its graduates. The college's faculty awards this medal to the graduating student among a class of outstanding students who has shown the highest proficiency in the science and art of veterinary medicine during the entire 4 years of study towards the Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degree. Elizabeth came to Canada from Holland when she was just 13. Her family relocated to Victoria, BC, where they have a small acreage and several horses. She excelled academically at the University of Victoria prior to her acceptance at the WCVM. Elizabeth is passionate about horses. She's competed in several equine sports, although her main interest is three-day eventing. She's a member of the International Society of Equine Locomotor Pathology and recently attended her first conference in San Francisco. Elizabeth is also passionate about learning and is devoted to her patients. She can often be found with a textbook in her hands or in the clinic checking on patients, or maybe both. Along with her commitment to veterinary medicine, Elizabeth always makes time for riding her horse or spending time with friends and family. Dr. Van Vegel plans to continue with advanced training, and her interests include equine sports medicine with a focus on the difficult and challenging subject of lameness. Elizabeth graduates from WCVM today with great distinction. On behalf of the faculty of Western College of Veterinary Medicine, it is with immense pleasure that I present our gold medalist, Dr. Elizabeth Van Vegel. Elizabeth, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure to introduce the Governor General's silver medalist. And the recipient of this medal, it's created on behalf and presented on behalf of the Governor General to an undergraduate student with the highest grade point average. And I want to introduce to you Whitney Lee Corey Sparrow. Born and raised in Saskatoon, Whitney Lynn graduated from the Christian Centre Academy before coming to the University of Saskatchewan, where she earned a Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology degree in Exercise and Sport Studies. During her time at the University of Saskatchewan, she received numerous prizes, including top awards at each Kinesiology Awards ceremony, as well as the University of Saskatchewan Scholarship and the Kinesiology Undergraduate Award in all of her 4 years in kinesiology. Additionally, she was recipient of the Centennial Fund and the John Spencer Middleton and the Jack Spencer Gordon Middleton undergraduate scholarships. In her spare time, Whitney Lynn enjoys wakeboarding, playing volleyball, playing the piano, and making pallet furniture. She also hopes to learn how to play the guitar one day, but that might have to wait a little longer because she will begin her studies in the College of Dentistry this August. Following that, she'd like to do mission work. In her first year of university, Whitney Lynn went to Indonesia and was struck by the great need for medical and dental care there. She hopes to take her skills from this education, the university education, both in kinesiology and dentistry, and use them in less fortunate places to help people who are in need. In her own words, Whitney Lynn said, and I'm quoting, "I would like to acknowledge my parents, Todd and Lynette Weiler, for always being there for me, loving me unconditionally and encouraging me to work hard, even in the things I didn't perhaps love doing. I have grown to be who I am today because of their diligence to train me and to support me all the way through." So it's my pleasure to introduce to you Whitney Lee Corey Sparrow and present her with the Governor General's Silver Medal. Don't go away till I have another one. asked Whitney Lynn not to leave yet because I have a further medal to give to her. It's my pleasure to present to her the College of Kinesiology Dean's Medal for the highest academic average in the college. Congratulations. I'm a lucky person today because I have various presentations to make, and it's my pleasure to introduce the Governor General's Gold Medalist, a recipient of a medal that's presented on behalf of the Governor General to a graduate student with the highest grade point average. And I introduce to you Spike Posnikoff, our recipient today. Congratulations. Born and raised in Saskatoon, he received his Bachelor of Science in 2007 from the University of Saskatchewan and completed his PhD this past fall in anatomy and cell biology. But he became interested in evolution and the genetics of the aging far sooner than attending the University of Saskatchewan. During high school, he volunteered, worked, and studied in genetics, paleontology, molecular, and cell biology laboratories. Following his long-held passion, Spike's PhD thesis focused on characterizing the role of genetic regulators involved in cellular responses to environmental changes, such as nutrients and stressors, on the lifespan of baking and brewing yeast. These genetic factors are evolutionary, conserved from the yeast to mammals, with the insight he discovered potentially being relevant to human aging, diabetes, neurodegeneration, and cancer. Another passion of his is sharing scientific knowledge, and he's followed numerous opportunities that have followed him and allowed him to do that. In the past 11 years, he's been involved in teaching cell biology, genetics, math, chemistry, and geology as a private tutor at the Kumon Learning Center and as a teaching assistant at the University of Saskatchewan. He also found time to volunteer teaching children's biology with the Canadian and International Biology Olympiad and with SABIC and Sanofi Aventis biotechnology, I'm a historian, biotechnology outreach programs. During his PhD, Spike served for 3 years on the Graduate Student Association as a counselor for the College of Medicine Graduate Student Society. Spike asked that I convey acknowledgement of his supervisor, Dr. Troy Harkness, for the guidance, support, encouragement, and opportunities he provided to Spike throughout his doctoral studies. He would also like to thank members of the Harkness Lab and his family for their additional encouragement and support. It is my great pleasure to introduce to you and to congratulate Spike Posnikoff and present him with the Governor General's Gold Medal. See how lucky I am, I have a third one. It's my pleasure to announce to you the 2015 recipients for the President's Service Award. The first one that will be presented at Fall Convocation is Mark Brown. And I'm happy to announce now that Ray Burner, who will be here today in front of me. Where is Ray? Here she is. She is the recipient. Please come on the other side of me.
You bet.
Thank you.
No problem.
She is going to receive the President's Service Award. This award was established in 1994 and is presented to the non-academic staff member who provides extraordinary service to the university, who have inspired and supported others, and whose dedication and commitment deserve our recognition. For almost 40 years, the University of Saskatchewan, she has fit this description. She fits very well within the qualification of a President's Service Award. This is a fitting recognition of her career and her dedication to the students at the University of Saskatchewan. Ray started in the College of Dentistry in 1976 as a secretary and rose through the ranks to become manager of the undergraduate medical education program in 1999 in the College of Medicine. In every position she has found herself, she has demonstrated skill, tenacity, and exceptional humor, qualities that have not gone unnoticed by her supervisors, her colleagues, and of course, countless students that she's helped over the years. By the most conservative estimate, Ray has been involved in the lives of 2,500 students and residents. The difference she has made to these students is immeasurable, and as they have described Ray, as a true mom to all. As one nominator said, Ray encouraged, cajoled, pushed, nagged, dragged, coaxed, and carried countless learners through the demanding programs and out into their successful careers. Some have initially found her rather intimidating. She has high expectations of them, after all, but they came through to appreciate her tough love and her big heart. End of the quotation. I think that describes a true mom to a T. Plus, she always has a jar of candies and a spare moment to listen to any student at any time of the day. That dedication to students, whether lending an ear or listening, offering a shoulder to cry on, or providing sound advice to help with a problem, this makes Ray an excellent recipient of this award. So it's my pleasure to introduce to you Ray Boerner, to thank her for her dedicated service to the University of Saskatchewan, and to present her with the President's Service Award. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Eminent Chancellor, I am honored to present the university's Distinguished Researcher Award to Dr. Adam Baxter Jones, Interim Dean of the College of Graduate Studies and Research and Professor in the College of Kinesiology. Adam, please join me at the podium. Well, today I have a great privilege, but as well an enormous challenge to try to capture in words the inspired leadership of one of the country's finest scholars. Dr. Baxter Jones is an internationally recognized trailblazer in childhood growth and bone development and pediatric exercise science. He is an exceptional health researcher, mentor, and leader. Indeed, a most worthy recipient of this prestigious award. Back in 2000, the sun did indeed shine upon the University of Saskatchewan when we were able to recruit a visionary young man from Scotland. With his wife Jan and their 3 small children, Adam moved across the globe to join our University of Saskatchewan community. It certainly didn't take Adam long before he took over the leadership of 2 famous longitudinal studies that today are seen as providing the foundation data that has shed new light on the role that physical activity and exercise plays in the growth and maturation of our children. Adam's work has informed several national and international guidelines on physical activity, including the U.S. Physical Activity Guidelines for Americans. His leadership and his visionary approach has helped shape the field of pediatric health, for which he has received much recognition and earned the respect and the admiration of his peers and many health professionals from around the world. Many of his studies have appeared in the Journal of Bone Mineral Research, the world's highest impact bone research journal. Dr. Kathleen Jans, an esteemed scholar from the University of Iowa, said that Adam's work has, quite frankly, influenced the field of bone health by providing the most important studies we have to date in this area. He is a pioneer, a frontrunner, and indeed a progressive and forward thinker. In 2009, Adam was instrumental in founding the Saskatchewan Bone Imaging Group, which has catalyzed a multidisciplinary team of researchers to address bone-related diseases across the lifespan and has attracted attention from around the world for its novel and its impactful findings. His work has also led to a widespread shift in how the medical profession views osteoporosis. Whereas this debilitating disease used to be seen as a disease of old age, it is now viewed as a disease that actually has its roots in childhood. But with great ingenuity, Adam has been instrumental in pushing to the forefront the importance of treating osteoporosis during the growth years, novel work that has informed public policy and clinical guidelines to preventing bone disease. Adam is a frequent user of the most cutting-edge imaging technology in his field, namely our Canadian light source synchrotron on campus. He has been a member of the synchrotron's biomedical imaging and therapy research team, conducting the innovative bone-related research that significantly advances knowledge within the global health community. His bone development research is absolutely critical as we, as a society, face the dual health challenges of a younger generation that is increasingly sedentary and an aging population at risk for bone fractures. Recently, Dr. Baxter Jones has been examining the determinants of obesity in children and the impact of inflammatory joint disease on children's activity and growth. This significant knowledge will certainly enhance our ability to not only treat, but to manage such a disease. Adam's vision, wisdom, and quest for endless possibilities has been a magnet for attracting colleagues from around the world who come to work with Adam. His peers have been heard to say that Adam's unique and influential approaches to unlocking the mysteries of sedentary behavior is both refreshing and exciting. A scholar who is not afraid to think outside the box, who tirelessly pushes the boundaries of our knowledge and with great and tough courage asks the tough questions of the day to enable humankind to have a better quality of life. One of my favorite examples of Dr. Baxter Jones's creativity and innovation is when he used the data from one of his studies to develop a low-tech method that parents can use with the help of little more than a tape measure to understand and predict growth rates of their children, determining their future status. Scores of students are inspired by his originality, his inventiveness, his determination, and his passion. As one of his students remarked, with unwavering resolve and guidance, Dr. Baxter Jones has quite simply made me into the person I am today, a compassionate human being who cares deeply about helping to change the lives of others. Adam's commitment to enhancing the health and well-being of communities expand far beyond our provincial borders. His international reputation is evidenced in part by his many invited speaking engagements across the world in the US, Great Britain, Portugal, Australia, and Netherlands, to name a few. In addition to his uncompromising commitment to excellence, Adam is well known and an enthusiastic, thoughtful, and respectful colleague who builds teams, shares credit, and fosters the next generation of scientists. In 2012, Adam's many contributions to health research were recognized with the Achievement Award from the Saskatchewan Health Research Foundation, the organization's highest honor. It takes a very special scholar who can successfully balance the demands of dual research and administrative responsibilities, but Adam has done so. He has advanced a prolific health research agenda while serving currently as the interim dean for the College of Graduate Studies and Research. Today, the University of Saskatchewan is very pleased to recognize Adam's outstanding career with our own institution's highest honor for research. Thank you, Adam, for your exemplary contributions to research and to knowledge, and for the warmth and the kindness, the dignity and the respect that you role model each and every day as an outstanding member of our university and Saskatchewan community. Thank you also to Peter and Marina, Adam's parents, and sister Sarah Jane, who are watching online from England. Thank you for giving us the joy of Adam. Congratulations, Dr. Adam Baxter-Jones, on this absolutely remarkable achievement.
Great words, thank you. Appreciate it.
Eminent Chancellor, Mr. President, platform participants, graduates, and guests. My name is Judy Bazowetsky, and I'm a proud alumna, earning my Bachelor of Science in Home Ec and Bachelor of Education in 1967. As a board member of the University of Saskatchewan Alumni Association, it is my distinct pleasure to congratulate you, the class of 2015, and welcome each of you as our association's newest members. You made it. Your years of work have paid off. I know you feel like your work is done and you can breathe a sigh of relief. And indeed you should. Take a moment to soak it all in. Celebrate this moment. Although it feels like today is an end to your time as a member of the University of Saskatchewan community, it is really a new beginning. You will always be a member of the University of Saskatchewan and of the Alumni Association. You are students on campus for a relatively short time, but you are alumni for a lifetime. Today you join our alumni family of about 143,000 strong, and of course growing. You will follow the footsteps of accomplished U of S alumni, like the Honorable John G. Diefenbaker, Canadian Prime Minister and father of the Canadian Bill of Rights. And it's interesting because he was the Chancellor when I graduated from university, and that was an interesting experience. Henry Tobey, recipient of the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. Nan Mackay, the first Métis and first Aboriginal woman to graduate from the University of Saskatchewan 100 years ago, and I believe her niece was here yesterday at the ceremony. The Honorable Sylvia Fedoruk, pioneer of cobalt-60 radiation treatment for cancer, and with whom I had the privilege of serving on the Board of Governors with. Guy Vanderhaeg, winner of 2 Governor General Awards for writing. You join accomplished health professionals like Dr. Raymond Heimbecker, who performed the world's first complete heart valve transplant and Canada's first modern heart transplant. Daryl Paslowski, Premier of the Yukon. Colette Bergoni, 10-time Paralympic medalist. Dr. Wendy McClelland, one of Canada's top 100 female entrepreneurs. I could go on and on naming our alumni who are leaders in business, public policy, and public service, health, crop, and animal science. the arts, sport, and athletics, virtually every field and profession imaginable. But you will not only follow in the footsteps of these distinguished men and women, you will blaze a new path yourselves. Take a look around you and remember the faces that you see today. Who do you see? The faculty who have inspired and led you, classmates and colleagues. Remember these faces and names, those you have heard today and seen in the program. Yours are the names of accomplished alumni that we will read about from the stage like this one in future generations. You, the generation that is experiencing change at an unprecedented and ever-accelerating rate, will take all you have learned, your knowledge, your experiences, your relationships, to take on challenges we can't yet imagine, to help build vibrant communities. Because of your time at the U of S, you have all the tools, knowledge, skills, and abilities to think critically, solve problems, create solutions, discover the unknown. Take one more look around you or thumb through the program and look at some of the names, so when you hear of the accomplishments of your fellow alumni, you can say, hey, I know her. She's one of us. She's an alumna of the U of S. And you will serve as inspiration for each other to step into the spotlight and boldly share your own achievements as University of Saskatchewan alumni. Congratulations to each and every one of you, our graduates, and welcome to the University of Saskatchewan Alumni Association. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Blaine Favel, and I'm the 14th Chancellor of the University of Saskatchewan. It's my great pleasure to bring this ceremony to a close, which I think is probably everybody's favorite part, other than getting their degrees. We've had a number of ceremonies this week, and I've been able to officiate over a few convocations since I've been Chancellor. And today was unique because I've never actually heard a cowbell in TCU Place before, and it wasn't for the vet med students either. It was for somebody else. So I don't know if the cowbell guy is still here, a girl, but they must have gone. But anyways, I thought it was at a Riders game, actually. I was hearing cowbells. I was going to break out in green in the color. Green is the color song. But speaking of songs, we had an honor song also earlier, which is a gift from my culture. I'm a Plains Cree Indian. And in my culture, the honor song is really a gift from a community or a family member that's sung to recognize an accomplishment. It's sung it's a song of love, and it's a song of respect. And so as you go forward into your journey, into your life's journey, when you hear the song or you hear it, any kind of tribal music, remember that today we sang this song for you, and today you are our family, and we consider you family. And we're very proud of you, and we look forward to your future accomplishments with great excitement. The other point that I wanted to make is that it's a real pleasure to preside over this particular convocation, because it's the healers, whether they be of the animal spirit or the human spirit, the human body. We recognize your accomplishments today, and we really wish you well as you go out into the community. I heard a great quote earlier this week that the measure of a great nation is not the level of its consumption, but the level of its compassion. So when you go forward with your professional careers, keep that in mind. Your very essence of your professionalism is compassion. But show compassion outside of the workplace and in society, whether it's volunteering or donating monies. Continue to remember that this really is the Saskatchewan way. It's been the way of my people to share and to support one another and to be kind to one another. And it's really been a value that was shared by the early pioneers of this province and has continued to be manifest today here at the University of Saskatchewan. So that is my parting words of wisdom. And I wanted to say that as Chancellor, it's interesting because I do see a lot of faces. I think we see 3,375 graduates this week. And my role is pretty basic. I say, I admit you, I admit you, I admit you, I admit you. And you say that enough times and your tongue starts to say different things than your brain wants it to say. And I think I told a few of you that I miss you. And a few of you said you too. So your nervousness was equal to my tongue-tiedness. But we will miss you. And before we bring this ceremony to close, I wanted to acknowledge a few people. I'd like to acknowledge our conductor, Darren Olerking, the University Wind Orchestra. Thank you, Darren. You always do a wonderful job for us. Our signer, Ann Websdale. Our vocalist, Katya Kartova. The drum group, All Tribe Singers. The University chaplain, Joel Schindel. And of course, Megan Riesling, who is a convocation coordinator and makes all of this magic happen. So to the graduates, to the families, travel safe wherever your home is, wherever you travel to after this. Keep us in mind. Remember that you are our family. Stay connected to the University of Saskatchewan. We're very proud of you. This is part of your life now, part of the story of your life, and make it continue in future chapters as well. So God bless everybody. Please stay seated until the platform party leaves the stage. Thank you.